What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. I am Love Coach Scott Thomas. Welcome to the Global Peace Tribe and the Awakening World, our Saturday night show. I want to welcome everybody who's watching, and I want to acknowledge all of you who are watching the replay. A lot of people watch the recording, so we love you, whether you're with us live or not. But we sure do appreciate those of you that are with us live. And we've got a lot of our favorite Zoom roomers in the Zoom room with us, a lot of our favorite Global Peace Tribers. And I also want to welcome all of you who are watching on all the different Facebook groups and pages, the Conscious Awakening Network, Humanities Team. It's great to have all of you with us. Now, it's fine that you're watching that way, but I'd really encourage you to come on into the Zoom room. And that way you can interact directly with our wonderful presenters, in which you see all the wonderful people we've got presenting tonight. And it's much more fun. And really, we are growing our Global Peace Tribe. So I'm inviting you, if you're watching on Facebook or one of the other networks, join the Global Peace Tribe. And it's easy to do that. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com. You can learn all about who we are, what we do, and click register for the new season. And that'll take you to our registration page. We do 2 or 3 shows every week. Always live, lots of music, lots of interesting people. We also provide a free evening meditation every night. This is the show that we did a few nights ago, all about how to heal ourselves. We had amazing healers with us. And then this is the show we're doing tonight. What does it mean to be a goddess? We hear that term a lot, and we've got some amazing goddesses with us to share with us what that's all about. So come and join the Global Peace Tribe. It's really easy to do that. It takes about 2 minutes, and you'll get the links to all of our shows for the next 3 months. Well, how could we do a show about what does it mean to be a goddess without the amazing co-host of Tangela, who is quite the goddess? I've said this many times. We've done shows on Mary Magdalene, and when I look at Tangela, she always reminds me of how I believe Mary Magdalene would have looked. And she carries that same joyfulness and sacred spirituality. She is, of course, the founder of Soul Search, and Soul Search is our network to connect with the best psychics, spiritual teachers, events happening in all the hotspots, including Sedona, Arizona. So then I'm going to turn it over to Tangela to tell us where she is and what's happening tonight.
Yes, well, hi, Scott, and hello, everyone. It's always so amazing to be with our Global Peace Tribe and our soul family, and just feeling the energy and the power that we bring together when we're connecting in this way. It's so exciting, and I'm happy to be here in Sedona, Arizona. And speaking of goddesses, today was actually is 1000 Goddesses Day. So for those of you who aren't familiar, in the Tibetan tradition, they have this belief that when 1000 Taras gather together, that brings forth the rise of the divine feminine and bringing forth a world of compassion and love, moving from this fear-based world that we live in into a world based on love, compassion, and peace. And so there's 1000 goddess gatherings all over the world today, and we actually had one here in Sedona at the Metamorphosis Photography Studio, and I will show you guys around the studio a little bit, and you'll get to meet a few of the people here. But Stephen Henderson, he is the photographer and creator extraordinaire of this beautiful.
Good evening.
And so Stephen has created this beautiful space which has all of this goddess gear, and we have some beautiful goddesses here as well. And women from around the country actually come here to embrace their goddess self. Stephen, do you want to say a little bit about what they do here?
Yeah, it goes. I mean, this is the main dressing room that you see. Like, it's extraordinary. I got addicted to buying women's clothing, especially ball gowns. And so we've got Hollywood sort of wardrobe here, and it goes beyond just putting a dress on. It gets really deep into the psyche and the psychology of women, and helping people, whatever their skin suits are, to actually express the inner beauty which is within all of us. And so we work with sort of goddess cards and basically go through a whole process finding the inner blockages, and then giving them the opportunity, once we've worked with those blockages, to express themselves in the most beautiful ways. And then they end up at the end of the day with their own goddess oracle card, which is a piece of art, a work of art.
Yeah, and so definitely goddesses, women come here and really are able to embody their galactic goddess self, their elfin goddess, the warrior princess goddess. I mean, so many different manifestations we have here. And this was like our altar for our ceremony that we had earlier today. We had a full house here, and we had beautiful Prima Love, who you'll hear more from, but she did some amazing music for us, bringing in Lakshmi energy and the Divine Mother energy. Thank you for being here with us from Maui.
Thank you so much.
If you want to say anything about the ceremony and goddess, I know Divine, it's Navratri.
Yes, the 9 nights of the goddess. The ceremony was incredible. We're all still flying high over here.
Exactly. And here's Ella. Ella is originally from Poland, and she actually leads retreats here in America for the Polish community of women. And so thank you for joining our goddess ceremony today. How was it for you?
It was beautiful. Yes. I feel like very often we underestimate the power of our heart, and the meditation that you had led helped us to remember that, and it was absolutely beautiful. So I'm so grateful. Super spontaneously we found ourselves in this space, and just loving the synchronicity, loving the guidance. Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for being here, and now taking this 1000 goddess energy back to your retreats that you're doing all over, bringing community together. And here we have Deva, Sophia Grace joining us as well. 1000 Goddesses Day.
Hi everyone, good to see you.
And then you can see here more of the wardrobe, and then here's one of the warrior goddesses that Stephen has here. I can see her very powerful with her sword. So this is a little tour of where we are at, Scott, today here in Sedona. So for any of you all visiting Sedona, this is a fun and fun and powerful way to actually have that experience of embodying your goddess self in a very visceral way, to really take that transformation and have that process.
Fantastic. And just to let people know, Navratri, we talked about it on Wednesday night, is an annual Hindu festival in honor of the goddess Durga. And So this is all about goddesses. And, in the Global Peace Tribe, we are global. So we appreciate all religions, all spiritual pathways. We don't promote any one thing, but we honor any reason to celebrate, right? And how perfect that we are really celebrating. And quick question, Tangela, for you, and I'm going to ask each presenter this. What does it mean to be a goddess? What does that mean to you?
Well, what it means is to truly embrace myself as a conscious creator of my own reality, moment to moment, embodying, true feminine energy, which I think for myself, I'm not going to speak for all women, but I know for myself, I have, there's a lot of masculine energy that we are surrounded by, that we're working in and working with, and to really begin to relax into the feminine part of our being helps us to really emerge even more powerful and really bring through and create the planet that we actually know that is possible for us. And when we look around the world today and we see war and we see strife, we know that if the divine mother energy was at the forefront, we would never have this. The divine mother would never allow, the destruction of homes, of people's, of hospitals, of buildings, of places of worship, of places where people live. Divine Mother would never allow her children to suffer in the way that we allow each other to suffer. And for us, it's so important that each one of us, and for me personally, the more we embrace our divine feminine being, we can then bring forth that unconditional love and compassion for all that, that's a part of, that is a part of our new earth that we're all creating together. And so, the goddess work that all of us do is powerful, whether we're masculine or feminine in our earth suits, bringing forth that balance of feminine and masculine into that divine union supports us in transformation and transmuting all of these old energies for the Aquarian age.
Thank you so much. That's beautifully stated. Thank you. And I would love for you to introduce this wonderful friend that you have arranged to be on our show tonight.
Yes, well, I am just so delighted that we have Prema Love here with us from Maui. She is an internationally touring multi-instrumentalist and voice alchemist based in Maui, Hawaii, and she has performed at major festivals for spiritual teachers such as Ram Dass, Amma, and 3 Divine Mother Saints of India. Her most recent album, Awaken to Divine Love, was recorded with highly acclaimed Grammy-nominated producer Ben Leinbach and is now available on all digital platforms. And we just had really the honor and the privilege of having Prema be a part of our goddess ceremony. She embodies the divine feminine energies and brings them through so powerfully. So it's been a beautiful day just connecting with you and sharing energies together. And we're just honored to have you here.
Oh, mahalo, goddess. It's such a blessing to be here with you all. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
And so just tell us a little bit about your music and how you came into this devotional practice.
Yeah. So I met my spiritual teacher 20 years ago, Amma. She's the hugging saint, the hugging mother, and it really transformed my life. It's so much more than a hug when you receive that transmission, and that really put me on my path, traveling the world. I'm recording a 5th album right now with Ben Leinbach, my producer. And it's just been incredible. It leads to the next and the next and the next, meeting beautiful souls as yourself. And I've been on a tour for 2 months, traveling all over and sharing sacred music. So now I'm here with you in Sedona. I'm so blessed.
And where is your next stops on your tour?
Probably after this, it's looking like Encinitas, and then I'm working more on the album in Fairfax, California.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, we're going to have an event in Santa Clara in November, so if you're around, you can come maybe be a part of that as well.
Beautiful.
And so do you know what you'll be sharing with us as your first song today?
Yeah, so we are in this 9-night Navaratri ceremony, goddess ceremony, honoring the divine feminine. So I'll open with a song to Ma, really invoking all these different aspects. And we're really bringing in these energies of ourself, our true self, our divine goddess. And my teacher Amma says, may universal motherhood awaken in all beings. So we can all drop in, take a deep breath in together. We're going to be chanting Jai Ma. Jai Ma means victory to the goddess, victory to the divine mother, to the divine feminine. another deep breath in as we chant Ma 3 more times. All the victory and glory to the goddess. Ma.
Shema, that was beautiful. What a blessing to have you on the Awakening World with us. Thank you.
Mahalo for having me. It's a blessing.
Now, Prema Love is going to come back. She's going to do another song in a few minutes, but I want to right away let people know that you can get a lot more Prema Love. We all need more Prema Love by going to PremaLoveMusic.com. PremaLoveMusic.com. And thank you for getting us off to the perfect start. Tangela, I'm going to start the introduction to Viviane and then turn it over to you to add whatever you'd like.
Sure.
I am putting the spotlight on a very extraordinary being. I'll be honest, I'm blessed to be meeting a lot of people through the Awakening World, through the shows that I've done. And Viviane is one of the most unique and extraordinary beings I've ever met. And so as you drop into her and what she has to share, let me share what she has to say about herself as an introduction. Intergalactic intelligence perceives Earth human beings as the essence of light expressed in sentient physical life forms. Humanity's consciousness is awakening to a grander reality as galactic royalties with ascension codes in the quantum DNA field. Viviane is an interstellar Arcturian being who has ascended thousands of years ago. Her soul avatar essence has returned in a projected holographic form that contains biofeedback. Our sacred mission is to oversee the future timeline currently emerging on this planet. Viviane is an emissary, a clear conduit for a delegation of enlightened and spiritually advanced intergalactic civilizations. They assist humanity in moving beyond the 3D personality matrix and repairing our celestial template. Viviane and her team encourage everyone to embrace their divine grace and ascend to their original universal time matrix. And what a blessing to have her with us. And Tangela, I'm going to add you for anything you'd like to share as introduction.
Yes, sure. I mean, Viviane, I love you and I just thank you and honor you for your powerful work that you and the entire Arcturian civilization, who you are an emissary for, are bringing forth during this time. And I just really appreciate, the messages that you're bringing through and the true support, because we can, we'll often talk about, oh, our star families are here with us. But with you, we can really feel and understand the power of their support and also the depth of their love, of all of your love, and I think that's very powerful for us to hear and know during this time, because we are so supported on Earth's awakening and ascension now, across the galaxies, across the universe, and you as an emissary being here really communicating that to us through so many levels of communication. Obviously your words, but the frequency and the energy that you're bringing through, thank you so much. So powerful, and we're just so blessed to have you here.
Thank you very much, Tangela. Scott as well, everyone who is here, Omasha, and everyone joining us. It is always a privilege to be back on the Global Peace Tribe. And I received this invitation to join all of us together when I was in Kosh Island in Greece, not Ireland, but there must be a calling for Ireland, so I'll look into this. but I was on the island of Kos in Greece, co-hosting the Global Stargate Gathering with Pragit and Julian, and where also I presented over a wonderful 5-pointed star intergalactic activation in front of over 1,000 people in person and many more on the live stream. So as you saw many times on my screen earlier, that was my counterpart, my Lyran friend and guardian in this lifetime, my internationally known Peanut, my beautiful Bengal cat. She's a Lyran, and so I can feel their presence around me. And so for the beautiful introduction, I am truly an Octarian being who have returned in this projected human hybrid form, so I can be with you in this vessel and allowing our direct interactions and positive influence to be much more effective than if I had remained in my galactic Arcturian form. As some of you may know, we just returned recently, I would say a little bit less than a week ago, from a really deep Egyptian tour that I also co-host with the Stargate. And then we went to Greece for the global gathering with thousands of people in the audience. It was absolutely magnificent, the level of activation we have done. So the embracing of the goddess energy from our galactic perspective as an Octarian being, the way we perceive the embodiment is truly to merge into the universal mother and inviting also the universal father, which give the energy of this universal light within ourselves. And for us, it's a return of the secret equilibrium of embracing both archetypes or divine principle of prime creator within ourselves and as our light and as a divine essence of light. So what we are seeing more on the planet in honor of goddess energy for tonight is that we are seeing both aspects of the divine principle of source to return into a more balanced form. It's the release of the layers or the historical overlays of distortion in regards to the divine feminine and the divine masculine as well. Because as we talk about the sacred goddess who we honor, we can also have to bring the counterpart of the divine masculine energies. And one thing that I would like to share with all of you, and this is something that's been absolutely extraordinary, is for the first time when I set foot in the temple of Isis. We have to take a boat to go to the temple, even though it was redirected due to the flood. I saw the remnants of the original temple, and then we went where the temple is currently on. And as I walk towards the temple, I'll always remember you enter the temple and there's this doorway that also represent the 7 level of consciousness that you walk through. And at the very bottom of the 7th level of consciousness, I could perceive distinctively in the background like a white shadow, white in a sense of luminosity, pure light. So I saw this pure white light, almost like opalescent light, appearing in form like a humanoid form, in the form of a woman. So I immediately made contact with this beautiful sacred presence, and I said, would you please identify yourself? And to my surprise, the energy said, the presence said, well, don't you recognize me? I am Isis. And I said, Isis, aren't you not just an energetic consciousness, a representation? And she said, yes, indeed, I am. I am the representation of the Divine Mother. And so I was standing there as the group was moving on and listening to the guide and looking at the walls and going into a more scholar approach. I was in pure communication with this emanation, very much this pure presence and emanation in the form of a woman who represents herself as the universal mother, an aspect of Isis, the consciousness. And she said, I have a gift for you. and she transferred an aspect of herself into my body, and I felt her physically entering my body, and she was helping me to balance my cardiovascular system and my lung structure, knowing that as a hybrid, I just built a bit differently and I need some boost of energy to go on with the journey. So she literally went into my body and I could physically feel on site something being released and restructured. I felt immediately a huge shift in my physical form. And so I asked this representation, the essence of Isis, how can I thank you? How can I be of service? And you know what she said? She said to me, I only have one request. I said, please go on, share your experience, and ask everyone to restore the purity, the true aspect of the divine feminine within themselves, and to restore the pure aspect of the sacred divine principle of the mother energy back to the planet from Mother Gaia. And that was her request. So as our group exited the temple of Isis, I shared the group. We were about hundreds of us. And I told the guide, I said, it is imperative that we gather, even just for a few minutes. We need to honor the request that was bestowed upon me. And I made a promise. So we went outside around the temple, right by a source, beautiful source of water. And somebody in our group had a statue. I think it was Alan Steinfeld, who had a statue of Isis and put it right behind us so we can communicate and be in the energy field of Isis. This is just a pendant. Actually, it's a gift for Anna Suya. This is for you. It will be sent to you shortly. And so we had the statue of Isis behind us, and we gather. And the tour guide says, you have 4 minutes. And I said, that's all I need. So we gathered together, and I said, on behalf of the universal mother archetype of supreme source in the form of Isis to the sacredness of the temple, may we restore within ourselves, within the essence of our body, of who we are, the honoring of the divine feminine principle, coming back to the planet in complete equilibrium, balance, and unity consciousness, to unify again with the divine masculine aspect of ourselves and the planet herself through Mother Gaia. So I am paraphrasing here, but we said this beautiful invocation, and 100 of us held the space to honor the request that the soul aspect of the emanation of this beautiful feminine archetype through Isis came to me. And I said, let's anchor that energy right in the grids in Egypt and through the Nile, so that the oceanic grids can also transport and emanate the energy of what we are co-creating in honor of Isis and the gift that she's given me and all of us. And so the 4 minutes marking came in linear time. Remember that we're transcending time at that point. But on the clock, the 4 minutes came, and our tour guide came, and they said, we must leave right now. Otherwise, we're going to get in trouble. And sure enough, our guide got scolded, but it was really worth it. And then we left the temple and went back to our boat and move onto our journey. So I feel that today, as a direct representative and an intergalactic emissary, setting foot in Egypt, right in the temple of Isis, and having such a magnificent direct interaction with this beautiful divine feminine archetype, this essence of light that came to communicate with me, I really felt it was so appropriate to share with all of you what took place just about a few weeks ago. So in linear time, it was very recent. And it's a very good news. Why? Because it really showing all of us how much, in spite of all the seemingly chaos and the swirl and the tornado of energy right now, there is something far more magnificent rising. And all of us being paradigm shifters, holding the light, becoming paradigm keepers of this new awakened aspect of ourselves and for the new earth is potent and is really working beyond what we see. So this is giving you encouragement. This is giving you joy and peace to feel that we are palpably making a huge difference in spite of everything is going on right now. And I want to share that with you.
It's a beautiful sharing and powerful. And I'm wondering, you're going to lead our meditation. And just a reminder that every night we have a meditation at 6:30 p.m. I want to welcome all the people watching that have come in from the Twin Ray Meditation and Twin Ray Community Group. And Vivienne, would you be willing to kind of, as you lead the meditation, perhaps even bring in that beautiful energy you just described?
It will be our privilege to do so. It will be done in the embrace and the presence of our Arcturian delegation. We're also going to invite in the Galactic Council of Light, that is also led by the magnificent Brotherhood and Sisterhood of Light. And so if you would please, as this honor is bestowed upon me tonight, to be very comfortable in your space with your eyes closed, and yet heart open, opening your third eye of intuition as you keep breathing a little deeper and slower. We invite you to truly feel and receive the magnificence of each frequency that we collectively sending you, exchanging into this transmission of light. As an Arcturian being and a direct emissary for a great amount of councils throughout the multiverse, we have the ability to bring forth the frequency and the sacred light codes that allow these catalysts of evolution right into your own body template, in your DNA template, in your solo bodies of light. So let us breathe to invite those codes, very specific Arcturian frequency codes that comes directly from the mastery of who we are. As we have evolved and achieved ascension and enlightenment for thousands of years. And as we are deepening our sacred field of unity consciousness, unification, it is an honor to bring forth the great universal mother, as well as the great universal father, within the sacredness of your divine cellular structure. So we invite you to breathe into the activation, the balancing of both universal presence of the divine archetypes of Prime Creator, right in the divine cellular structure of your body template. And to feel that trillions of cells within you ignite the sacred spark for ascension, awakening, allowing you to evolve beyond the third dimensional time matrix, allowing you to evolve beyond the restrictions of the third dimensional frequency, to allow within yourself the shift, moving from a dualistic, polarized reality into a reunification. So we invite you to keep breathing deeply and slowly and into a peaceful joy, energy, and the calmness of your being. Affirm that I am ready to embrace this reunification of all aspects of my body, my mind, my subconscious mind, as well as all the dimensionality of my being, including into the sacred gateways of light and the restructuration of my DNA template. My subconscious mind. And as you feel the energy shifting through you and as you, we also invite the Intergalactic Council to embrace all of us with universal love, love as the ultimate substance of all. And to feel deeply, even in your sacrum, that it's time for humanity and the entire Gaia collective consciousness to step out of the primal fear energy and to rise into the complete light. Can you imagine the reawakening of the self-master within you? It is through your soul matrix that we feel and see the calling of the universal mother within you. And within your solar plexus crystalline core, the calling of universal father within you. Now imagine both aspects coming together in complete alignment, allowing you to give a rebirth into this unified field that we call the new you, the new earth. Remember, it is a reactivation of the most sacredness within you into the earth grids and throughout all the timelines that surround your earth in the solar system and beyond. Remember that you are part of a vast ecosystem of life, a multiverse that is constantly shifting, changing, and evolving. Trust in the process of evolution. Feel the universal mother within your heart and universal father within your solar plexus. And now with the Arcturians, we help you to integrate this new template of light that you just received and a template of light into the entire grid system of Gaia to unify the world together again as we are moving forward into the new earth and the opening of the fifth dimensional frequencies. It is only the gateway of the first step of your ascension. There is so much more for you. Can you feel it? Can you accept it? So let us take a deep breath in and release. Let's take a deep breath in and release. And to feel that in 3, 2, and 1, you are returning to your body in complete consciousness, refreshed, centered, and balanced. You are now welcome to gently open your eyes and reintegrate fully your reality and this amazing gathering of light-minded people in your true essence. Yes, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you, Amasha.
What a beautiful meditation. And stay here for Vivian, because I've got something kind of fun that's about to happen. You know, we really are a global peace tribe. And more we're getting to know each other. We're sharing communities. We're sharing, a lot of wonderful things. One of my oldest friends is Alan Steinfeld, who, of course, was with you in Egypt. Alan will be co-hosting a show with me in a few weeks. We'll be coming together live from Las Vegas. And Alan always carries the Awakening World on New Realities, his beautiful, amazing YouTube channel. So there's Alan, who just joined us. And here's a that Alan provided us. So Alan, Vivian, here it is. There's the photo.
That's
Beautiful.
that's right when she came out of the Isis temple and said, I have to give this meditation to people. And I handed her a statue of Isis and she blessed it. And it was a beautiful moment for our group, wasn't it, Vivian?
Alan, what a wonderful surprise. Thank you so much for coming in. I mentioned you a moment ago, and the picture, that is the picture that we were talking about. Plus that day I was told explicitly to wear only green, to be all in green. And it was a magnificent moment in our journey together when we gather with Isis.
And I think the Isis energy helped redirect the male-female dynamics of the tour.
You're making a really good point, Alan. It really redirected that dynamic. And I would say even the dynamics into where we were and the grids to Cairo, Luxor, everywhere that we went, and throughout the Nile to redirect the dynamics, even the population, how the dynamic with the feminine, the masculine energy. And it helped certainly within our group as well. And I know that we gave our tour guide quite a ride for this money. Being such spiritual people, it was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to be doing with you guys?
Yeah, well, it's true. The people who run those sites don't realize what they were really made for. So we brought the energy of that original essence. I think they're temples of prayer and healing and activations, and they're not just tourist sites. They're still emanating that same energy. Tangela knows because she spent a lot of time in Egypt. So
Hi, Alan. Long time no see. How was Egypt? We have to catch up.
yes. Egypt was great, and Vivian was great. And imagine just going into those little prayer things. I mean, I saw you right as you came, right after you had that vision of Isis. You came and have a little, like your firsthand confessions of what that was like, Vivian. It was quite dramatic, and you were sort of in shock, and it was beautiful though. It wasn't like a awful shock. It was like, oh my God, it's like these beings are real and they came into your body, and I just felt that shift in you. So thanks for sharing that.
Of course, no, naturally. And I was so humbled by the gift at that moment to see the soul essence of the Universal Mother through Isis coming to me and having such a physical, sensorial connection to her, and why she wanted to help me, because she knew she recognized me. She didn't see me in this form or my name is. She saw right away the being that I am, who I represent, and says, you do so much, allow me to give you this gift, you need it, and just spread the word and bring back the essence, the balance, the restoration of the divine feminine archetype on the planet and within ourselves and for each other as well.
You know, my theory, I just want to share this, is that we think they're archetypes, but they are actually the essence of being, and we're an aspect of those beings. It's like there's a tree and there's branches and there's twigs, and that trunk of that tree is the divine essence, the divine feminine. And then these little parts of all that are who we incarnate as an aspect of those greater beings. That's just my theory. I don't know if that makes sense, but
it's a beautiful theory. And Alan, I love you so much. It was amazing how you came in, the perfect photo to show. Alan and I will be together in Las Vegas in a few weeks doing a show live from the Luxor, talking about Egypt, live from the Luxor And that's going to be on November 11th. So that's in a few weeks, like I think 3 or 4 weeks from tonight.
Well, thanks for this beautiful show, Scott. And it's so nice to host it on New Realities. So
thank you. You've been carrying our show going all the way back. So Alan, you're a brother. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan, for joining us for our goddess show. We're so happy.
I always love to hang out with the goddesses. You know?
And we love to have you.
Great lover of the goddess and has been a very supportive person of the goddess over the years, for sure. So don't go away, because I want to just remind people where they can get more and learn more about the amazing work that Vivian is doing. And that's her website. And it's such a beautiful name. Her website, and it really summarizes who she is. It's infinitehealingfromthestars.com. Infinitehealingfromthestars.com. She is also creating an incredible community of like-minded souls. I know Scotty Satori, one of our favorite global peace drivers, is a big part of your community. Scotty's on the show right now tonight. And again, we are this amazing family coming together, meeting each other. Now, you mentioned you have a gift for Anasuya, and Anasuya is here, and she's on the agenda to be our next presenter. So isn't that perfect?
Hi,
This for you.
We need you to unmute.
Man, I'm just taking it in. Can I say it? Can I just taking it in, Viviane? Merci beaucoup. Merci de tout mon corps. Oh là là, c'est formidable. Oh my goodness.
C'est tellement plaisir.
Thank you so much, Tangela and Scott, for inviting me. One of the forms that comes through me as a conscious channel is of Isis or Asar. Yes, Aset, good grief. So it was how beautiful the wonderful convergence of energy and wisdom that's coming here tonight. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
We're excited to have you, and let me just give a brief introduction.
Sure.
So Anasuya is a mystic midwife who organizes a brave space for people to rebirth themselves to sovereign holiness. She creates experiential workshops to create space of what's possible for oneness between cultures, races, and religions, and is experienced in sacred rituals, painting, words, theater, and she curates a unique healing the sisterhood process with the Black Madonna archetype of the divine feminine to restore women to conscious embodied power. She's lived in 7 countries. She has studied with mystics from different traditions in 24 countries in her search for the face of the divine feminine. She has a BA in government and international relations from Oberlin, has studied at the Sorbonne, and Anasuya gives talks and leads workshops on the Black Madonna. And I had the privilege of being a priestess with Anasuya for the Black Madonna at an event that Christy Michaels had organized for all of us in Marin. And that was a beautiful, powerful experience to be with you and to bring forth those energies. Hi, Christy. Happy you could join us for this goddess day of 1,000 goddesses, all of the goddesses gathering here.
That's it. It's awesome. The best, wonderful people, and this vision of Vivian's that she just spoke out just brought chills to my body. And we need, I mean, you even said, Tangela, that you had been inspired from that experience at the Magdalene Moonrise service to do more blessings. So we need to get about the business, because we need Sophia, we need the wisdom of the divine feminine to be alive and strong and super present with voices of truth radiating to counterbalance the insanity.
Definitely. And we, the divine feminine and the divine mother is supporting us so powerfully right now.
Yeah, she's calling.
she's calling. And, even bringing me and Prema together today, and, really manifesting. We did a live goddess ceremony today here in Sedona, and it was manifested and created by the Divine Mother. When people were asking, oh, thank you for doing, I was like, I didn't do anything. Honestly, the Divine Mother, Amma, brought us, because I also had a very powerful experience with Amma, where she started coming to me in my meditations and brought me to the West Coast and brought me to this work. So again, after that Magdalene Moonrise ceremony, Christy, Anasuya, Vivian, Prema, we're all being called, to really powerfully do this work together. So
We
it's a
can
blessing.
do this.
We're doing it.
We can and we must.
Yeah.
There's an urgency.
As a part of the Global Peace Tribe, right, Scott?
Right. And I just want to include, because some people are fortunate to be traveling to Egypt. But that's why we have this online opportunity to connect with each other. And I want to acknowledge, we've got a lot of wonderful Global Peace Tribers coming in. And Drina Joy down in Ecuador just posted in our chat box this image, a beautiful image of Isis. And again, of course, with all of the archetypes, there are so many different ways to see these beings. And there are, of course, many, many, many images of Isis. But I wanted to thank Drina Joy. She always contributes in wonderful ways. And Christy, they started talking about you, and there you were. And they started talking about Anasuya, and there's Anasuya.
We're all being called to be a part of the Global Peace Tribe and to work to up-level and uplift. And what the issue is in our world is Sophia, the wisdom of God, needs to be fully present as a voice to be reckoned with, and that's what we're all trying to do, is to bring that voice of that experience of being blessed and being healed. And, look at Tangila's put this immense organization together that brings all the healers together. Boy, if you can't find a healer within her circle, you're just not ready for healing. And that's fine too, because some people aren't. They need to be in the pain more. But I'm for up leveling out of the pain and into the heart and living from the heart. So thank you so much for letting me give a little 2 cents.
Thank you, Christy, for all that you do. You're a wonderful member of our community. And back over to Anasuya and Tangela in a second, but I just want to remind everybody watching, we all are part of this incredible awakening.
Yes.
We all are imaginal cells finding each other, just as the caterpillar dies, as the old paradigm dies, the imaginal cells find each other, become the new paradigm. And that's, so whether you're watching for the first time or you're a regular Global Peace Triber, everybody is equally important, equally valuable. And I just really honor everyone. You can hear our voices. You are part of this amazing awakening world.
Absolutely.
And Anasuya, thank you for being, an embodiment and direct channel of the Divine Mother. And we're so happy to have you here. And I just wanted to hear you share, for you, what does it truly mean to be a goddess?
Well, thank you so much for this, because she definitely wants to speak. So I hadn't planned on channeling, but she has already said, well, I'm going to be talking tonight. So there you have it. But to answer your question, for me, one of the things that's most important about understanding the invitation or the lure of being a goddess, which is the feminine aspect and the feminine form of what we call God, which is usually presented as masculine. It's really a they, but that's not how we're taught. So the goddess is the feminine face of that which we call God, the omniscient, the omnipotent, the most powerful, the most high, the most deep, the most. So goddess for me is the recognition that the divine has feminine aspects, has a feminine face, has feminine energy, has feminine being, and it is necessary in the co-creation of life and creation that the masculine and feminine join and merge and play and separate and come back together and separate and come back together in delightful ways. So that partnership that is needed. So it's a recognition that both of these powerful entities and energies are in me. But if they're in me, and because they're in me, it is up to me to make sure I see the divine sacred feminine and the divine masculine in each person I encounter, because it's there too. It's also on me to speak and be in awareness of the divine sacred masculine and feminine and all that's happening, including that which I don't like, that which I don't want to see. The divine is in that too. So how do I find that golden nugget of the divine in war, in babies dying, in destruction? Where is God in that? And that is what the goddess is constantly saying. Can you see my face here? Can you see my presence here? Can you see me here? And that presence could be someone rescuing the child from the rubble. That presence could be water where there is none. That presence of the divine mother can be safety from the bombings. I mean, it's there, but we do have to look for her. So one of the things that Mother wants us to know so importantly, that people are looking for ways to be more of themselves. And so, I want to be a goddess. So I call myself a goddess. So I acknowledge my friends. Hey, goddess, how you doing today? But she wants me and us to be aware, what are we saying when we say that? What are we invoking? Because it's an invocation. I am saying, when I say to you, hey, goddess, I'm invoking that a presence in you that you may not even be aware of, that you may not even be feeling. You may feel like small and incapable of doing anything with these horrific circumstances. And when I say, hey, goddess, or even, hey, God, to the divine masculine in you, it's like, no, that power in you is there to heal, to build, to create, to rebirth, to renew, to bring forth new solutions. That is in you. And when I speak it, I am intentional in speaking it in such a way that you remember who you are and you wake up. And you wake up. Because a goddess to me means someone who is choosing to not only embody in a conscious way the divine sacred masculine and feminine within her and him, but is intentionally using it, because it's not enough to remember your God. It's not enough to remember you're a goddess. It's not enough to remember and say, oh, I feel it. I feel magical. I feel hopeful. I feel like I can manifest anything. That's wonderful. But what's it for? We're being called to remember who we are, because we need to remember why we are. Why are we here now? Why are we manifesting on earth now? Why are we here for such a time as this? This is no accident. You could have incarnated in any time period, in any time zone, in any culture, in any religion, but you came here now for this one. So that means you came with the medicine that these times need. You came with the healing power that these times require. So being a goddess is being on duty, on call, ready to provide the medicine, whether the medicine is a song, whether the medicine is a hug, whether the medicine is a reminder, whether the medicine is your gifts, whatever that medicine is that you embody and were birthed with, it's time to bring it, because earth is on fire. Patriarchy is dying. White supremacy is crumbling. These pillars that held up the world that we know, that we were born into, are falling. And our medicine is here to bridge the gap, to provide the healing and light the path to the next. We are here to light the path for all those who are coming, who don't hear Mother, who don't hear that voice, want to, they need to. We're here to say, here's what she's saying, here's what they're saying. Tune in. Let me help you raise the volume in your own ear so that you too can be guided, because every one of us is needed to rebirth this new world, this new earth. Every one of us is needed right now, right now, right now. We're here to be healers. We're here, if you have, like it says, to whom much is given, much is demanded. You've been given the gift and the understanding of your divinity. You've been given the gift of hearing these different entities and having these powers, but it's not for you. It's not for you alone. It is to be given away and shared. Your voice is needed. Your gifts are needed. Your talents are needed. To be a goddess is to be on duty, to be the healing force, to be the light in the darkness. And I personally am okay with the darkness, but I know most people are not. The gift would be to really understand the beauty and the lushness of the darkness of the womb, because that is where we are regenerating those imaginal cells to do their thing. So goddess means ready to bring forth the love, the joy, the peace that is so needed, and is needed first in us. We cannot have peace where there's war, if we're warring with ourselves, if we're beating ourselves up, if we're torturing ourselves, if we're denying ourselves, if we are treating ourselves poorly, if we're not sleeping and eating well, if we're not honoring the self, the first temple, if there's war inside us because I don't like this, I shouldn't have done this, if we're shitting all over ourselves, honey, that's the first war that has to be ended. Because we cannot bring war in the Middle East. We cannot bring war in Ukraine to an end. We cannot bring war on the streets of Chicago and LA and all the places where there's fighting and gun violence and mass shooting. We can't stop that if we haven't stopped pointing fingers at ourselves, pointing guns at ourselves. So the first healing we have to do and our stand as divine beings is heal the war inside. We got to fall in love with ourselves. Then we can fall in love with what we call the enemy, what we call things we don't like, those people we don't like. Well, you know, they're mirrors for us. Whatever you don't like out there is a mirror. It's a mirror. It's a mirror for what you don't like in you. So embrace this. Oh, thank you. Thank you for showing me my shit. Thank you for showing me my assholery. Thank you for showing me my fuckery. Because I might have forgotten my shit stinks too, you know, I might have. So we have the blessing to like be honest, restore integrity in ourselves, to bring love to ourselves so that we can be clear channels. Beautiful, beautiful ambassadors for the love on the world, because we are needed and we're needed now. And we're needed now. And that's what Mother wants us to know. We are needed now. If you're on this call, it's because you somewhere know you are needed now. Your soul knows you're needed now. Your soul knows your voice, your wisdom, your guidance, even your questions, even your, I don't know how to do this is needed now. Because that is the opening invitation to guidance, to getting the answers, to being that source. You are needed now. Wake up to your divine power. Wake up to the divine that is you. You're already divine. There's nothing broken. There's nothing needs to be fixed. It's not when you finish baking. You're baked. Let's go. You're needed now. You're fully baked. Come on out that oven. We need you.
Wow.
The world needs you.
The world needs you, Anasuya. You really are every time you're on this show, I get inspired by you. And, you know, I see you on World, you know, you're part of Unity, and you're just a very important part of our global tribe, our Unity Earth now search. And I'm looking for a URL, a website to direct people to.
Yeah.
And
I think it's down, but I give it to you, but I think it's down. I had some kind of crash happen. And I now have an assistant, someone who can actually fix it. So it's up to me to fix things. I have such a learning curve, but I'll put it in there because it will come back. I will get this fixed. So I will put it in the chat.
And Anasuya, we will be getting you on Soul Search now as well. So that is one of my gifts to you, as Vivian
thank you.
has gifted you the gift from Isis, you know, from one, you know, to one of my goddess sister. We'd love for you to be, you know, part of.
Absolutely. I just thank you for giving me the opportunity to bring forth what the Black Madonna wants us to remember, that we're it. Tag, you're it. You know, it's go for it. It's you illuminate it. You're fully it. There's no more need to prepare. You're it.
Well, certainly if you feel comfortable putting how people can reach you into the chat box.
Yes, I am doing that right now. I'm just going to give out all my business.
Anastasia, we love you so much. Thank you for being with us. You are such a beautiful embodiment of the goddess.
Great. So Scott, are we ready for Prema's next
For
song?
another tune.
All right. Wonderful. And so Prema, before you get started with your next song, I wanted to ask you, what does it mean for you to be a goddess?
Well, that resonated so much because my spiritual teacher, Amma's been in my life for 20 years, the hugging saint that really embodies the divine feminine, the divine mother. So to me, the goddess is embodiment and service, just as this beautiful goddess was sharing with us, fully showing up, fully being on board. I had a teacher in my life once that wrote lots of books and spiritual cards, and people asked her, how have you done so many things with your life? And she said, when God gives me an assignment, I do it. So when the goddess gives us an assignment, we do it. That's the goddess to me.
Beautiful. Yes. And the goddess has given us assignments, definitely. And I really believe Amma brought us together as well. So, thank you for the divine mother. And Amma, she's a true goddess here, incarnate, as we all are. So, beautiful. So thank you for being here, and let's hear your next song.
Yes, so I'm just inspired and in the moment, and I listened to the goddess and she wants me to sing this song. It wasn't the one that I planned, and I dedicate this song to all of you beautiful souls that are doing such incredible work for humanity. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being embodied. And in our goddess ceremony earlier, it was incredible because in the middle of the circle was all the goddesses, all the women, and on the outside was all the men, all the masculine holding space for the divine feminine. So I just want to thank all the men here as well, the divine masculine. And all this energy of Egypt coming in. I was there in the Great Pyramid on 11/11 doing ceremony as well, sound healing and making prayers there. I went to Egypt twice last year. And so right before I went to Egypt, this song came to me when I was driving in my car. And it's really to honor that divine union within and around, that belovedship within and around, divine masculine, divine feminine, in balance, in harmony. So we can all take a deep breath together as we receive this song. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. And you can sing together if you like. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. We are in service to the mother, our community. We are in service to the one, all of humanity. We are in service to the Father, our community. We are in service to the one, all of humanity. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. We are in service to the mother, our community. We are in service to the one, all of humanity. We are in service to the Father, our community. We are in service to the one, all of humanity. Ready for love, ready for love, ready for love. Ready for love, ready for love, ready for love. Ready for love, ready for love, ready for love. Ready for love, ready for love, ready for love. Om Shiva Shakti, Om Shiva Shakti. 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 Jay.
Wow, so much fun. What a score that you found her in Sedona. Perfect timing.
Amma brought us together. Divine Mother was like, listen, ladies, you guys have to co-create, and here we are.
I'm going to go to gallery view and we're going to give you a Global Peace Tribe twinkle because that's what we do. So everybody has on, let's twinkle Prema Love. And we sure do appreciate Prema Love for getting us off. Just so much beautiful music, and enjoy Sedona. I'm a little bit having some FOMO. I'm missing Sedona. I haven't been there for a while, and hoping to get out there in November, actually. So hopefully get out there soon. Thank you so much, Prema Love.
Thank you so much.
And Prema, we can also hear your new album as well, right? Scott, I think I put the link for her new album on the doc as well.
And do we find it? Go to your
recording a new album right now, a 5th album with Grammy-nominated producer Ben Leinbach. That's a new song that'll be on the brand new album. This is the one that came out 2 years ago. It's still very activating, Awaken to Divine Love. So I hope you all enjoy it.
Thank you. Well, excited to, you guys have heard Prema's music tonight. She's amazing and definitely activating. And so we're excited to keep exploring your music and supporting you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Thank you for being here.
You'll find that everybody at PremaLoveMusic.com. PremaLoveMusic.com.
Yeah, and Omashar says, loved the rock ending. Beautiful, Prema Love. Exactly. So that was actually very, even during our ceremony, Prema ended our ceremony by rocking us out and getting us up and dancing and into our body and just truly embodying that goddess energy. There we are. So it was amazing. Thank you for being here.
so
I know
much.
you have such a busy schedule, so I'm happy you could be here with us all day and all night.
It's an honor. Mahalo. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You know, a big part of what we do on Global Peace Tribe is we do support our community members. And I'm really proud of our community. I'm going to bring Don Drake on for a minute. And over 20 Global Peace Tribers have contributed. I started a GoFundMe for Don a few weeks ago, and over 20 of you, and I know several people that are here with us, have contributed to Don. Don, how's it going? How are you doing, bro?
Oh, I'm doing okay. It's like as soon as I came into this energy field, the Shakti is so strong that I'm not feeling. When the love gets strong enough, I don't feel the pain. It's there's something there. It's intensity. It's all intense. So it's just been wonderful to be here and just to breathe in and take in all this love. And I think I said a few weeks ago when I did take my spill and I fractured my vertebrae that I guess I needed to get cracked open. and it's true. It's like I've been able to really take in love in a way that I never did before. And it's just extraordinary. And even though I may be physically somewhat disabled, I'm on Zoom, I'm working with people. There's a lot of really good things going on in my life. And thank you so much, Scott, for putting this GoFundMe together for me, because I believe the goddess has a job for me, And I am in that energy of the Shakti every day, and I surrender to it. And the only thing I ask is, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to show up? And man, with that kind of love, it's like I just can't. What problems are there?
Well, what I'd like to do is I'm going to go to gallery view, and I want to invite everybody to just take a minute. And again, thank you to those of you who have contributed financially. And I see Bonnie and Roger contributed, Diara contributed, several of it. I think Linda did. So thank you, everybody. And let's take a moment, and whether you're on camera or your camera's off, and just asking for maximum grace, beloved Don Drake. Maximum grace, for beloved Don Drake. Maximum grace for beloved Don Drake. And Don, may you take in our love for you, our appreciation for your presence in our awakening world, and know that you are healing with the love of the Divine Mother, the love of your family and friends here in Global Peace Tribe. And as we continue to send love to Dawn, and also that green energy comes in pretty handy too. So I've put the link into the chat box. And if you haven't supported Dawn yet, I'd love for you to do that through financial ways is great, and also through your prayers. And Dawn, we'll check in with you again next week.
Thank you so much. I feel the love so strongly. It just moves me. It touches my heart.
We love you, Dawn. All right. Well, we have several other amazing guests. I recognize we're running a little bit late, but I'm going to turn it over to Tangela to introduce our next guest.
Yes, so I'm so excited to be introducing Amanda Romania. Amanda is a visionary international author and Emmy-nominated documentary producer, specializing in spiritual mentorship and empowerment. Amanda is a master in bridging the physical and spiritual worlds. She's a master spiritual mentor, Akashic Record oracle, and librarian. And she is able to open the veils to the mysteries of the Akashic matrix and cosmic realms and the etheric database of knowledge containing all the records of our incarnation. She is such a powerful teacher. She has been for the past 20 years leading tours to Glastonbury, Central America, Egypt, all of the world's sacred sites very powerfully. And she has a passion for facilitating the highest potentials in individual lives. She has an amazing international client list, including a lot of the visionaries, authors, artists, light workers, teachers around the world, including here in Sedona. And we're so blessed to have her here as a master teacher and oracle and spiritual mentor in Sedona. And Amanda, welcome. We're excited to hear from you about your recent trip and retreat to Egypt as well as what does it mean for you to truly be a goddess. So welcome.
Thank you, Tangela. Thank you, my global friends. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone, for hosting me and letting me be part of this amazing journey, especially the goddess journey. And I think if you can see behind me, I have kind of God, and I've got statues and goddesses everywhere supporting. They keep me very busy, and I keep them busy and informed as well. So I was trying to think of the journeys, and then suddenly it came to me that actually that divine goddess energy is all around us. It's beaming down on us. It's within us. But sometimes we just have to open up the clair skills, the clairvoyance, clairsentience, audience, cognizance, and just be open to receiving, because the goddess, she doesn't come necessarily knocking on the door all the time. She'll do a little tap, she'll do the handle, but it's up to us to actually open that door. And the goddesses have kept me very busy this year. In April, I spent time actually in Israel. I was working in Israel. I was leading and guiding my Asian, Chinese, Taiwanese, Japanese students all through Israel, through Jerusalem, through Bethlehem on Easter Sunday, and into areas of sacred sites, the Wailing Wall and Temple Mount, which, if you come forward to a few months later, you will see that this is one of the most challenging times that's ever been around that area. And I was actually in the middle of it. I was actually there over Easter weekend when we had full Shabbat, we had full Christian Orthodox Easter, and we had Ramadan. And I was having to stay and negotiate with hotels and different places, different people, different religions, and just actually being with people around the world and the grandmothers, the mothers, and the children. And I was so struck by how everybody took care of each other. They were sharing food, sharing prayers, and sharing kindness. So for me, the goddess, she hosts that grace, that kindness, that generosity. And that was what, when I was walking through Israel and I was joined by Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist, and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, and some of those amazing women. And one of the messages that they whispered to me was, we've been here before. We came here 2,000 years ago. We were here doing this work with you. And you're all starting to show up back again. And, you know, I really salute the message that came through before, is that we're being called. And many of you that have walked with those amazing energies, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and you walked through the Mile of Jericho, or you walked through those sacred sites, you've come back again, because this is the start of the age of Aquarius. We're leaving behind that age of Pisces, where we've been for the last 2,000 years. And they did. We sent ourselves messengers. We've sent ourselves messengers again. And I thought that that was the key message until I show up in Egypt, little in September. So I think with Alan and Vivian, I was either there before them or just after them. But it was most certainly that we were doing the work of the goddess through the various temples. And many of you, I know that you've connected with them through your past lives, through your soul connections, and through the ancient mystery schools. My mystery school teachings go way back through Atlantis into Lemuria and then even off planet. So I know that there's a lot of ancient wisdom keepers here with us today and watching even on that replay. So you're simply remembering. And there was something with the message when Prema Love was giving that powerful song of, when she was saying, we are, and I just kept getting the message, we are ready, we are ready. We have the thing within us, we have that heart and soul connection, and we're just remembering to learn how to use it again. Now, I'm fortunate enough that this is actually the temple of Isis that you see behind me. This is Philae Temple. I've been working in there for about 23 years. So I'm really blessed that I don't have to go with the tour groups. When I take my students and groups in, we show up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. We go into the inner sanctums and we go to sleep in the temple. We're actually able to go to sleep. And then as the sun is rising, we're able to do all of the ceremonies at the high altar. We're able to embody the messages and the healing. And that was the message and the healing, that you're ready, you have that love within you. And if you can just share that with a smile, with grace, that's activating the goddess within you and within another person. And be open to receiving it as well. In Egypt, there are so many beautiful children that even though they have nothing, they still have a smile, and they're such a beautiful culture. We were heading to a temple called Abydos to work, and we got relayed through the villages, which you're not supposed to even go there. And we were seeing the ceremonies, the festivals, the weddings, the celebrations, and they were really sharing their love and light with us. So it was a very different Egypt trip to what I've ever known before. And one of the other things that they showed me when I was working with Isis is that Isis is very much working with the star races and the planet Venus at the moment. So if you go out into your night sky or you've got it on your app, pulling in that goddess stream of Venus energy is going to activate those keys and codes within you. And it doesn't matter if you are male, I have Horus here, or female, I have Isis over here. We all embody everything. Because as we step back into that luminous being that we came to be, we do become more androgynous, which is going back into our Lemurian grids, our Lemurian energies. So just by activating the goddess in a patriarchal world or system, you're really bringing yourself and your higher self back into balance. So these were a couple of the things that I started to learn and realize in that last powerful Egypt journey. And I picked up a really interesting teacher along the way. And the teacher that I connected with was a beautiful queen called Nefertari. Nefertari was the most beautiful and respected queen of a very famous and powerful pharaoh called Ramses II. And Ramses II built his temples of Abu Simbel right in the south of Egypt to watch over the lake, which is the inner earth, and the outer earth. So if you're tuning into Egypt or you're inspired by Alan and Vivian, and it's bringing back some keys and codes for you, it's because Egypt is very much opening up. And I've been working in ancient and indigenous cultures for many, many years. And Egypt is one of the only ones that actually left the messages and the secrets behind. Now, one of the secrets of the goddess is something that Nefertari introduced me to in her tomb. And not many people get to go in here. It's a private ticket. But she embodies, if you go online and look at her tomb, it is all about, as a queen, how she connects with the various different goddesses. And as she connects with the different goddesses, she embodies that within herself into wholeness. And it's exactly what our beautiful lady said before about embodying the light and the dark. Isis had a very powerful sister called Nephthys, and Nephthys looked after the afterworld, the darkness. And we also had Mat. She's the one with like the feather on her head. And then we had Hathor, the divine goddess of fertility, watching over that sacral energy. We had Sekhmet, a protector, a leader, and so many more of the goddesses that we can engage through Egypt. So this is where we can find this mystery school teaching that's always been there, just waiting for us to tap into. And this has been going on for 4, 6, 10, maybe even 12, 14,000 years ago. They're making discoveries all over the Mediterranean now, where the goddess is resurfacing. And it's not because they're finding her. It's because she's decided to put her hand up, like us, and say, I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? And that's the call that's going out today. That's the call of compassion. So yes, I had just arrived back in from Egypt. I was actually in Alexandria 3 days. I was working in the Temple of Serapis. I was working in the old Alexandria Library downstairs, which is under Alexandria in the catacombs. And 3 days later, the trouble broke out. It's kind of alarming to see that you were there. And then 3 days later, there's this trauma, this despair that I guess when we think about it 2 weeks ago, it's hardly real to even understand what's there. And I've been leading prayer groups, I've been leading connections, and it's been all going around the world. I'm with 3 agencies in Asia. So my Chinese friends, my Taiwanese, my Hong Kong, my Japanese, my Indonesian friends, all of them have been saying and asking for the same kind of prayers and love and healing and peace, exactly like this amazing tribe of people. So the one thing the goddesses want you to know is we're not alone, and they're shining as much light as they possibly can. And Therefore, pulling in from your grids and your rules and your representation can really help at this time.
Mhm. What wonderful work you're doing. Really very, very grateful. And I want to direct people to where, because I know I want to do a tour with you, that I want to sleep in those temples.
You sit, you can lie down, you can sleep.
Amazing.
That's the beauty of it.
That's very rare, very rare.
I know.
Her website is her name. It's Amanda Romania. AmandaRomania.com. And is there anything in particular, Amanda, you want to let people know about? I see that you do provide spiritual.
I want to share one quick message, 30 seconds from the Akashic Records and the Halls of Amenti. This is from my new Akashic Oracle deck that's going to be ready in November. It's the only Oracle deck so far that works in the Akashic Records, to say that we're activating the Hall of Souls, the Hall of Records. Your soul records are coming back for you. So expect all these beautiful things to come through. And you are working in the Oracle libraries. We're shifting and changing in the Akashic Records every moment. And this particular connection that you're putting together is bringing such amazing change, because what we're affecting is the future. Our future, the children's future, and everybody else's future. This is what we came for. Most of us, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, we saw what happened in World War I, World War II, and we've come to make a change. We've come to be present. So I really salute all of that. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Amanda. And I love how you're saying, we are ready. We are ready, because that's true. This is the clarion call that we all came for. So very powerful. And for those of you who are in Scottsdale, for those of you in Sedona, you can always see Amanda here. But, Soul Search, we are hosting a very large psychic and healing fair in Scottsdale next weekend, October 28th and 29th. And Amanda Romania will be there in person live. And you also be giving a talk, correct?
Yeah.
Want to share a little bit about what the talk is going to be about?
Absolutely. I'm going to be doing education on the Akashic Records in present time. And because it's that kind of Halloween to All Saints Day weekend, I bring the two together. I'm going to be going through past lives and how to clear things, because you know what? The goddess in us all was either closed down, put to sleep, tormented. Some of us didn't have such a great time. Remember, the 1600s was not great for many of us. We were medicine women, and we didn't get a chance to necessarily show our medicine, so we hid our medicine. So what I'm going to do is bring back some thoughts on past lives, and not do some regression into traumatic, but past lives of when you had your empowerment and gifts. That's what I want to bring through next weekend if I can. And you always bring amazing, amazing people. Tangela, your events are just legendary.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And you did a fantastic presentation at our last Scottsdale event. I was actually there for it and had a very powerful experience of myself connecting with the goddesses, with the ascended masters, divine feminine masters, and then again, feeling and seeing the support of the divine masculine gods, masters, angels around us all. And it was so potent. And ever since that experience with you, I have always brought that into the meditations and activations that I'm leading, because it was so clearly shown to me that this is, the Shiva Shakti energy, the divine union happening, the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine. Like you said, so many of us have been traumatized in our past lives and feel unsupported and abandoned and persecuted and oppressed by the divine masculine. But actually, the divine masculine is here for us, in support of us. And, as we remember and embrace that, we create that and then create that union.
Thank you.
Thank you for creating that experience for me personally. And we're really excited to see what you're going to be bringing forth next weekend in Scottsdale. And for any of you in the Arizona area, definitely come by and,
come say hello.
Come say hello and experience the power of Amanda Romania in person.
this is probably a good moment for us to go to Soul Search, because of course Amanda is one of the hundreds of amazing people you can find on Soul Search. Like Christy Michaels said earlier, if you're looking for healing, if you're looking for psychics, if you're really looking for anything along those lines, the place to go is search.io, search.io. And here is Amanda's page, which is an example of the many pages, but take a look. Like if you go to practitioners, you can find, there's Alan Steinfeld we just had. Wow.
The seal.
And still, he's been on the show. India's been on the show. Laura, Joan of Angels, Kalina. These are all people. Everyone we're looking at here has been on the Awakening World. And they're all wonderful, wonderful, high level, high vibe beings. Find them all at Souls. And Amanda, is amazing, really, truly, what Tangela has put together. So we are going to digest all of this in my way by going to beloved brother Omashar. There he is, popping out of the roses. Nothing thorny about this guy, though.
That was a great segue. No thorns on these roses. And Amanda, thank you so much for your sharing. I feel you deeply, and you rock. And I have been to many of those places you talk about, and it's kind of interesting that both Abu Simbel and the Temple of Philae were both moved, yet they still have 100% of the frequency. And so, yes, and I'd love to come to Scott and go to sleep in the Temple of Isis. So, well, not to sleep, but just to have that freedom, let's say, not to sleep. Anyway, let's take a few deep breaths and let's go into this song. Let's get some movement happening with the roses. And here we go. Love is all there is. So put your hand in mine. Keep open your heart. We are love divine. Love is all. Love is all there is. Love makes you feel good. Love is perfect. Love is all there is. Anything less is nothing. Love's for everyone. Love is in everyone. Love is you. You are love. Love is. Truth is in everyone. Love is truth. Truth is love. Love is. Love is. Love is.
You're gonna go and lay down and get my feet up. You deserve it. Take those feet up. Yeah. God says Sunday is day of rest.
Love is not a dream.
Thank you. I'm full. Thank you. Dinner was
Love's all
amazing.
there is. Love's what we live for. And this love lives in you. Touching you. Guiding you. Love is in everyone. Love is you. You are love. Love is. Truth is in everyone. Love is truth. Truth is love. Love is. Love is. Love is. Love is all.
Let's all twinkle our beautiful brother, Omashar. I love that song. I'm so grateful, Omashar, for your presence on every show. You really make the awakening world happen. You really do. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that accolade, Scott. I appreciate it. I feel honored and privileged to be here with us all. We're amazingly awakening in real time, and each week we just get closer and more shiny, and it's just a beautiful service. Thank you.
My pleasure. And hey, everybody, all sorts of things happening at Omashar.com. His website, his name, OMASAR.com, Omashar.com. And we always encourage you his music by going to Bandcamp. They're the most generous at getting some of that to Omashar. So please buy his album, support. We are so grateful to have him. Every show, always here. You can always on Omashar being with us, which I tell you, to have a co-pilot, Omashar really means the world to me. Thank you so much.
It's amazing. Actually, being a co-pilot, it's funny. You wonder, co-pilots don't really do anything, but sometimes we're flying by the seat of our pants, and technically, and it really just helps having like not training wheels, but those things that just help even things out. So yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. So we'll be back with 2 more songs. We're very blessed tonight. So we've got a lot tonight. We're about halfway through the show. Have a KES group healing tonight. Linda McCabe will be providing that. So grab a cup of tea, get ready, because we've got some wonderful presenters. And to introduce the next, there she is, Angela.
Hello, everyone. Omashar, beautiful song. I love that song that you do. Thank you so much. Amazing. And we love you and love your music. And we're blessed to just have you, be a part of this awakening experience, all of us together.
Yeah, it makes me so happy to be here. Thank you, Tangela.
Thank you. And I am now very excited to introduce my dear friend, shamanic priestess, Deva Sophia Grace. Deva is a high priestess of Way of the Sacred and a master spiritual growth teacher. As a channel, she brings forth the divine feminine into physical form. She is a multidimensional intuitive healer and seer, a Reiki master, axiotonal practitioner, and an access consciousness facilitator. She guides her clients to healing, self-empowerment, balance, and realignment. And she helps them access the multidimensional parts of themselves through shamanic journey, high vibrational sound healing, and light language. She's the published author of Awakened Priestess and the creator of an accompanying CD. And she writes and performs conscious music and lyrics for Way of the Sacred. And she leads retreats, workshops, and programs designed to teach the sacred ways of many different cultures and how we can incorporate these ancient traditions into our own spiritual practices. And she is an amazing teacher, spiritual healer, guide, and a dear friend of mine. Deva and I have done many ceremonies and programs together here in Sedona. And it's always an honor and a privilege to be working with you. And, also I have experienced, many of my past lives as, as a divine feminine in other incarnations through Deva's shamanic journey. And it's been a very powerful experience for me to be able to connect with those parts of myself. So thank you for being here, Deva.
Thank you, Tangela. Thank you, Scott. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me today.
And we want to ask you, what does it mean to truly be a goddess?
Well, I was listening to everyone today, and it's interesting to be one of the last ones, I guess. I don't know. Am I one of the last ones to go?
Well, it's a few more. Steven's next.
but I listened to a lot of, and I resonate a lot with what everyone was saying. And I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? It's like, okay, Divine Mother, you come through and you talk through me, because I don't want my ego to get in the way about what I think is right and what I think is wrong. And I started to remember, it was a few months back. So when I did the soul search,
Ah,
I, w- yeah, I
the
was part,
Scottsdale
yeah,
event.
part of, I was part of the Soul Search Scottsdale event. And right before that, Divine Mother came to me and told me to take down all my goddess statues. And that it's no longer seeking the goddess without in any form. It's really now to come in and to remember. And I remember the one woman who was speaking, what was her name? She was speaking a lot about this. But anyway, I'll just speak my own way. So, but it's about now is the time for us to no longer give our power away to those who were multidimensional beings who were leading us. But now it's time for us to come within and to really remember who we are on a deepest level, on the most profound level. Like I think about, it's going to sound corny, but it's a really good instructional video, I think, is The Matrix. You know, and how Neo remembered who he was, and how he went from this very mundane person to being this superhero. And this is really who we are. We were born as gods and goddesses. And we are those gods and goddesses, but there have been so many programs and so many things that have shut down our ability to access this truth of who we are. And then there's so many distractions. There's the computer, there's the phone, there's a million things happening all over the place that keep us from going within and hearing the actual truth. And in us is this most powerful being that is truly a god. It's not like getting dressed up and looking nice. It's not about calling each other goddesses or anything like this, or going on. I mean, I love goddess retreats, don't get me wrong, but it's not about that. It's about going home and sitting and going deep within and connecting to the God source, who is really truly who we are, and then bringing that God source into this physical body, and then allowing that God source to come through us. And then we have the most magical experience. We can be like Neo that says, this bullets come towards us, and we're like, no, and the bullets drop. Anything, everything, we can create the life that we want. And if we can just in our own imagination stop war, right? Because we have that power. We have the power to bring the truth onto this planet. And so this is why the goddess who I am directly connected to, who is me, I'm the goddess. And it's my higher self that was telling me to put away all the other goddesses, to put away Isis, to put away Kuan Yin, to put away Sekhmet, and all the others. I have many goddess statues. And it's not because to dishonor them in any way. They have been a great part of my life. But I have to find the Isis within me, the Sekhmet within me. The multidimensional expressions of these goddesses live within me, and they live within you. And this is a time, we are talking about this, and many of the other goddesses that were on before, we're talking about this. This is the time. The time is now. This is the 11th hour. This is not the 11th hour. This is it. This is like 1 minute to 12. And we got to do this now. There's no more time. There's no more time to say, oh yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll go and meditate. Maybe tomorrow I'll sit and think about, the light and to bring in the light. Maybe tomorrow I'll sit and like feel into my goddess nature. No, it's now. We need to sit now and really hold that power. So I'm going to tell you, I had this really, I went to Hawaii a couple of months ago, and I had several initiations. And when I say initiations, I mean extreme challenges. And they were initiations because they were teaching me my power. And there were some things that happened that I really was, in my old way of being, before I started to really work and bring forward this power within me, I would have freaked out. I would have been crying, I would have been in victim mode, I would have been praying to every outside source and trying to find outside source to help me. But instead I went in and I shifted my timeline, and miracles happened. And I'm talking about these are miracles that everyone that heard about them, they're like, oh my God, Deva, that's a miracle. And it was. And I'm not going to get into the story. I just want to tell you how I am being trained to walk this talk and to bring forward my own goddess nature. And we all have this. And so that's why I'm really excited about talking about this today. I'm really excited that it came onto the show, because this is something that I feel like I'm being called to bring forward for everyone, so that we each can remember our goddess nature. And if you want to look beautiful, you can be a beautiful goddess. Or you can be a scary goddess. You can be whatever the hell goddess you want. Maybe some days you're beautiful, and maybe some days you're scary. Maybe some days you're just an ordinary, person, and then you walk into the supermarket and everyone feels a shift of energy because your energy has transmuted the energy within the supermarket. This is what we have. This is the power that we have. We can shift everything that's happening in this world. And this is why we're going through this now. It's like, it's a catalyst. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a catalyst for us, so that there's so many amazingly huge initiations happening right now in the world. And they look really ugly, and they look really scary. But these initiations are teaching us how to step into this goddess power, and to remember who we are. And I'm really excited about that. And I really hope that each one of us can find our way there, and that we will. I have faith that we will find our way there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's really powerful, Dave, especially because when we look around the world in this moment, we see so much pain, war, destruction, devastation. And as individuals, we can feel very helpless.
Yeah.
We can feel very helpless. And, I think what is so important about the topic today is like what you just said, remembering the goddess is remembering who we truly are as gods and goddesses.
Exactly.
As the powerful creators incarnate.
And that we have the power to change what's happening. As an individual, a mortal individual in our little ego self, that we were born into this paradigm in this program. We can't do anything.
Yeah.
We can't go to Israel and stand in the middle of the field and say stop. We can't stop the dis-ease and the suffering, but as a god and goddess, we can. And we don't even have to go there.
Yeah.
We can just, from our living room, we can say, nope, this is not the way it is. I'm changing it right now. And my word is the word of God.
Yeah. And we have that energy and we have that power. And the more that each one of us knows, embraces, and embodies that power, we then shift and transform and transmute and raise the consciousness.
And it's a very exciting time.
Yeah.
Because we have been living, I don't know how many thousands of years, or, in this dumbed down place that we forgot, and been living in a paradigm of really like slavery and following the authorities, right? Authorities, wherever those are, and listening to and letting them tell us how to live. And a lot of people have just lived in suffering. Even if you have, it doesn't matter if you're poor or you're rich. We see that the many celebrities that are very rich, they're suffering, right? Some of them kill themselves. Some of them are in deep depression. Some of them drink themselves to death or take drugs because they're so unhappy. This has not been a happy place, because we have not been living in our truth. We haven't living in our true nature. We haven't remembered who we are. And as we remember who we are, this bliss, this state of bliss, will be the constant experience of who we are. And that's how we start doing it. I'm glad I got to that, because I want to tell you how we start doing this. In the way we become the gods and goddesses that we are, the way that we remember is that we have to raise our vibration to that state of bliss. We can't go into fear. We cannot allow ourselves to go into fear, just like I didn't go into fear when I had these initiations in Maui and in Kauai. I didn't allow myself to go there. I stayed in the highest frequency, and I kept bringing in what I wanted to happen and not concentrating on what I didn't want to happen. And this is what we all need to do right now, is we need to step into this high vibrational state. How do we get there? For me, I love singing, right? And I love singing mantras and singing my light language, bringing in that light language so that I'm embodying the light codes. For me, this uplifts me. Being out in the land in Sedona and also leading people to find their own power. This is how I get into that high vibrational space. So you have to find how you get into that high vibrational space and maintain it as much as possible. And each day you get a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, because it's when we get into this high vibrational state is when we get lifted up. That's how we get into the higher dimensions. We already exist there. We just, in our mortal human mind, we don't know how to get there. We don't know how to perceive it. But when we allow ourselves to go into these higher vibrations, all of a sudden the scales, the veils fall away, and we are able to perceive that higher realms. And then we can perceive how we can overcome and bring forth things that we want to see. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's powerful work. We do it for ourselves as individuals, and we do it for our community, and we do it for the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
And for the universe and the multiverse.
Yes, and everything, anything that exists, because we are one. So if I do it for me, I do it for the entire collective. You do it for you do it for the entire collective. We are one, and we are sounding cliche again, but we are the ones that we have been waiting for, and it's time now.
Yeah. Thank you, Deva. And Laura, Dr. Laura was asking, what is an axiotonal healer?
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
You don't have to go into too detail.
I'm going to just say that it's a multidimensional healing, and that it brings down the Christ consciousness into that person that you're working on, so that they can fully empower their own Christ consciousness. Yeah,
That's like energetic acupuncture.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to read a few comments that have come in, because we haven't had a chance to do that tonight very much. Dr. Laura, who actually just asked that question, writes, "This beautiful Deva is speaking the truth. I welcome all of you beautiful people to go spiritually to the Middle East. Bring your light, love, and healing to that situation. Even imagine walking through the streets of Gaza as spiritual beings, sharing your love, healing, and peace. This can shift the energy."
I just got those truth chills when you read that. Ooh, it's going all through my body.
Definitely. And that was a part of our 1000 Goddesses ceremony today that we did. We did actually, we brought forth this healing energy, and we brought forth the green flame of healing and compassion to Gaza, to Israel, to Ukraine, and to all over the world where people are suffering and in pain and in grief and despair. And when we do that, we are actually having an impact. And so it's powerful practice for all of us,
Deva, thank you so much. People can find much more of Deva on Soul Search.
Of course.
Or you can also go to her website, and her website's got a beautiful name, wayofthesacred.com.
You can click off of that green screen so they can actually see it.
What's that?
If you click on the X on that green screen, then you'll actually see my website.
Oh, wow.
There you go. And that's my website. That's my YouTube channel, Oracle of the Mystic Jaguar. If anyone wants to come and listen to some light language or have a shamanic journey, they can go to your Oracle of the Mystic Jaguar, which is on my website. And then also Codes of Light is my light language album. And they're all offered for free. So I would love for anybody to go and use those, because I create those tools so that it can assist people in this awakening.
Is that from you, or is that?
Yeah, it's half my face and half jaguar.
Wow, okay. That's fantastic.
I channel the mother jaguar energies, because she's the mother of the underworld, and so I bring forth that energy of the jaguar when we go into the shamanic realm, so that we can. She eats away all the dark energy, so that we can reveal the light within.
Wow, beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Dava. Thank you, Tangela. We still stick around, everybody. We've got more show coming.
Yes, exactly.
We are one love. What a beautiful show. Again, I tell you, every show is so powerful. And I'm kind of excited. I want to make sure everybody joins us next Wednesday night. Now, we tend to have more people on Saturday night, but Wednesday night's going to be very special because we are going to be live streaming from Ashland, from the Haven in Ashland. Omashar, of course, will provide music, but live with me will be Johanna Beekman. You've seen her on the show many, many times. I'll actually be meeting her in person for the first time. She's going to be in Ashland for a special satsang with the Twin Ray. And for those of you who have experienced our previous satsangs, we did one with Kristen Hoffman, we did one with Gary Malkin, now we're doing one with Johanna. It's this beautiful interweaving of music and wisdom. So definitely join us Wednesday night. It's going to be really, really special. And one more time, I just want to encourage anybody who's watching on Facebook or on Conscious Awakening Network or Humanities Team, come join the Global Peace Tribe. We want you to come be part of us. There's the Twin Ray again. So go to globalpeacetribe.com, learn about all the different shows and hosts, also get access to all of our previous shows and register for the new season. Go to Global Peace Tribe, register for the new season. And you'll get the Zoom room links. You can still come on in and be in the Zoom room tonight in time for our final presenters, for a couple more Omashar songs, and for the KES group healing that's going to come up. So come join the tribe. It's an amazing community of people. Also, when you join, you'll be getting special discounts from all the different people that are on our show, and an email letting you know about past shows, how to watch the past shows, and what we've got coming up. So come join the Global Peace Tribe. And then you get to spend more time with people like Tangela and Stephen. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, good evening.
We met briefly, you might not remember me, but when you hosted the Illuminate Film Festival
That's
event.
correct. Yes, you were here for that event. Yeah.
That was really fun, and I got a chance to be in your beautiful studio. It's amazing what you've created.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a great place. It took me a long time to get here, but it's like, here I am, I've done it. It's like joining all the dots together, all the experiences here, and the good, the bad, the ugly, and honoring all my gifts. 25 years fashion photographer, music producer, professional DJ, self-empowerment coach, workshop facilitator, artist, comedian, and just general nice guy around town. You know, it's like, here it is. Come on in, goddesses, and enjoy it. So
tell us about your history and your story.
It's very long.
Well, should I give an intro before we get started?
Yeah, let's have an intro. Yes.
Let me do an intro. So this is Stephen Henderson. We're welcoming you to the show today. Stephen is a very accomplished fashion photographer. He used to do high fashion photography with all of the top models like Kate Moss and Claudia Schiffer in London, and also, you know, for all of the big brands like Louis Vuitton. And so he really had this high-flying fashion photographer lifestyle. And I won't go into it too much because I'll let him speak a little bit about his journey. But, you know, he had, you know, several, you know, awakening experiences that really led him to a spiritual path. a spiritual journey for self-awakening and self-discovery that eventually brought him to Sedona. And he is now here, the owner and purveyor of the beautiful Metamorphosis Photography Lounge. And basically, what Stephen does here is he provides a space with all of these beautiful goddess ball gowns, like you can see the one behind me, and goddess wear, so that women can come here and find the expression of the goddess within. And Stephen's focus is to expose and capture the true essence and inner spirit and beauty of his subjects, women and couples, supporting their own personal journey towards self-empowerment. And so it is a transformational and spiritual experience when you come into Stephen's studio. He hosts women from around the world to come in here and step into their goddess self, whether that is, yes, Dr. Laura is saying, I'm so going to this photography studio next time in Sedona. Yes, you definitely should. It is a magical place, a powerful place, and women, as Stephen will go into, have these fully transformational experiences, stepping into their warrior goddess self, their elfin priestess, their, galactic goddess, and all of the names and forms. So, Stephen, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being our host tonight at the studio. Thank you for co-hosting and co-creating with me the 1000 Goddesses ceremony. And
we're just beginning, girl.
And then being here for our event. So, welcome, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So getting back to the story, fashion photographer, doing very well, great clients. Then I had a windsurfing accident that actually put me in a wheelchair for 8 months with my leg elevated, and that took me on a journey completely, different direction. What ended up with 6 corrective operations over an 8-year period, and the whole time I was on morphine and opiates, which completely fried my brain. And then the psychiatrist, they put me onto Prozac at the same time I was on opiates, and that really finished me off completely, went completely suicidal. And at that point, a little spark sort of lit up within me. And the synchronicities started happening, found a holistic healer who actually really helped me wean myself off of the medication, took me to the Amazon, had lots of experience with ayahuasca. This is before it became a tourist thing, and it's like we did 3-month diet before we went there. We did all the inner work of releasing. We were there for 3 weeks before we even got into the ceremonies with the ayahuasca, but then we actually had 13 consecutive nights of ayahuasca ceremonies, which was absolutely mind-blowing. And that really sort of set me off on my journey of self-discovery, and sort of went back to the UK, got rid of all my possessions, sold my house, sadly sort of went through a divorce, 18-year marriage, but I just was like off on my own journey of self-discovery, and I sort of started traveling around the world, studying with different indigenous cultures, getting into the mysticism, getting into the magic. And that sort of eventually led me to, without intention, becoming a teacher. I sort of graduated without even sort of realizing it to become the teacher, because people were coming to me because, having had that personal experience of getting myself back to a place where I could actually operate in the consensus reality from being completely out there and lost, it put me in a great position to actually seriously help people. It's not like you read a few books and you become an expert about a sort of modality. It's like, no, firsthand, I've been there, I've done it. So I was really sort of blessed that I could help so many people. That's when I started doing my workshops, doing online coaching, and the whole time I was still being an artist, being creative. I was actually making music, I was doing many things, but I was ignoring a big part of my life, which was the fashion photography, because it was a part of healing that I hadn't honored within myself, and because of the trauma of the experience at the time. And so when I found myself in Sedona, it's like, okay, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? I know I'm here, with gifts. It's like, it was actually a trip back to the UK a couple of years ago. I burnt all my photography. I burnt everything, and I got rid of all my possessions, and it was like no trace in the place I was going to log out of here. And I stayed with my sister. She said, I have a box of yours in the closet. And I had no idea what it was. And I opened it up, and there was some of my beauty and fashion photography, which I thought I'd actually destroyed in transparency form. I shipped it back to the America, to here, Sedona. I went through the process of actually digitalizing it, and through that process, it's like, oh my God, I was really good at this. Why have I not honored this? You know, it's like, this was a big part of my life. And then that was the realization for me. It's like, oh my God, I haven't been honoring this because it was so traumatic for me at the time. And so I have now brought all those experiences in a nutshell. I mean, there's so much more to it, but in a nutshell, it's like, okay, I'm in Sedona. I should be honoring my photography. What can I do? And it's like, I've been doing the coaching and sort of empowerment work, and it's like, let's create a little goddess wonderland. And it was amazing timing. I mean, when people come in here, they'd get blown away because I got like completely addicted to buying women's clothing. I mean, it's like, you know, people have addictions and it could be a lot worse. But you know, for me, it's like women's clothing. And it's around about the time of COVID, and it's so blessed. It's the way that the universe supported this whole vision. Was no one was going out to balls, no one was going to parties, no one was going anywhere. All this fashion wear was seasonal, and it got thrown out there into the secondhand market. And I just went nuts. You're buying $1,200 dresses for $20, and it's like, oh, I have that one, I have that one, I have that one. And like now, it's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Now you have a full selection.
It's like Hollywood wardrobe we have here, but then it goes beyond that. So that's like the sort of accessories, but the experiences, having all the empowerment work that I've done is like, it's a whole experience in the sense that we come in with the clients, whether it be individuals or groups. We work with the goddess cards. We get into the inner psychology. Not everybody is in a perfect, or whatever a perfect body should be. And it's like that, it's helping people connect with their inner beauty. Everybody is beautiful. Everybody. We all have that essence within us. And so that's where we start the work, whether it be in a group, with a circle. Goddess cards come out, we get into the issues, the tears come out, the release comes out. And then from that point, that's where the fun begins for people. It's like, okay, so we've got into those issues. We've found those things that you're not accepting yourself. Talking about what the goddess is. Mm-hmm. What is the goddess? The goddess is the woman who has found peace within. The woman who is confident, who is not like sort of, and I think I may have mentioned in the introduction, it's like, it's sad to see so many women still today use blatant sexuality to attract attention and energy, rather than the goddess is the one who's standing in their power. They're radiating so much love and light. They don't need to attract attention. They're here to radiate because they've actually found that inner peace. They're accepting themselves regardless of what bodies they're in. They're accepting their inner beauty and they're radiating that out to the rest of the world. And so from that place, it's like, okay, how do you want to express that? You know, here we have a playground of not just beautiful dresses, and sort of it goes from, you want to get the shamanic, the witchy poo on, or whatever it is, or you want to get on the warrior. Everything's here. We make headdresses. It's like it's just put on a dress and get a picture taken. It's actually, have you got some pictures you can put up?
Oh, you didn't bring them for me.
No, I did, but it doesn't.
Oh, you did?
We can go to the website.
We'll go to the website. Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to see it. But what actually, through the process, is what's created that the clients will walk out with their own goddess oracle card, which is a piece of art. And it's beautiful, and the takeaway of that, and if people go to the website and just look at the testimonials, it's so beautiful to be able to share something that is so empowering for so many women, is that they have a print of seeing themselves as really powerful, radiant goddess, standing in their power. You know, I have clients that have their picture by their front door, and they look at that every day when they go out into the world, and that's the energy they take out. That's how they see themselves and take themselves out into the world.
Dr. Laura is asking, do you have an Amazonian warrior goddess
We
costume?
can do it all.
I have an inner Amazonian.
We can do it all. We can do it all here. Absolutely. I mean, it's like there's no limits. I mean, it's crazy that, you know, there's an art room. There's, I mean, yeah. It's pretty amazing what has come together. And again, it's been supported. The vision has been completely supported. It's like just from the depth of where we can go with it. But it's not just like stand in front of the camera and have your picture taken. There's a lot of high energy. A lot of the time, the clients are dancing around like idiots. They've got no idea, like they're having their picture taken. They've got the biggest smile on their face and they're having so much fun. And the clients so far, from a 6-year-old to an 80-year-old is the client. From very, very large ladies to very, very skinny waif ladies. They all look radiant and beautiful because beauty's here. And I just create a space where they can have fun and play.
And Stephen, thank you for being the divine masculine, truly supporting the divine feminine and lifting and creating and helping us women to remember who we are as true goddesses. And Linda McCabe is asking, please post the name, location of this magical place. So yes, we will do it shortly.
Yeah, and I say, I mean, I love hosting the groups of ladies that come into town. And you know, if you're thinking about doing it, if you bring your lady friends, and it works out really cost effective to bring a group. Individual shoots can be expensive because there's a lot of work that goes into post-production, but when you have a group, that's the best way to do it. And then they feed off of each other and they have so much fun. And so, you know, and there's good rates on that, but the website will be connected through here. And it's not just like book a shoot, it's like come into town, let's have a chat. You know, it's like I love opening up this space for all sorts of events and people to come and visit and come and try on some dresses. And it's like, yeah, it's a process, it's a complete process. So it's like it's personal, it's open to just sharing and caring. That's what we're here for. It's sharing and caring. We get to that point now, it's like, okay, what gifts do we have? Are we honoring those gifts? And if we're honoring those gifts, then, you know, let's get everybody together and have some fun, like today.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, opening up the space for all the ladies. And it wasn't about making money. It was like, no, we're doing this because we felt cool to do it.
Exactly. And we had so many of the divine masculine come for the goddess ceremony as well. So we had an amazing group of both men and women here in celebration. So
beautiful.
Thank you for opening that up.
You know, I love that we're kind of complete the show with so dedicated to, and for those of you watching wanting to know how to discover more, his website is the artofbeautyphotography.com. Art of Beauty Photography. Just want to have fun, and the beautiful photographs, you know, that he's taken. A metamorph photographic studio. I mean, look at just what a gorgeous. Imagine that's you photograph, and I can resonate with his story about the picture of themselves as their most empowered self. This is, and we got to do another retreat. We just got to organize and make this
and I love retreat groups coming into town and sort of incorporating it into whatever they're offering here. You know, it's something a little bit different, and it's very unique. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, it's important for us to honor all our gifts. You know, we have many. I was ignoring a big part of my journey, and now it feels complete. And it's literally, we've bought a lottery ticket today to get our fairy princess castle as our location for the goddess. And, you know, regardless of how much money, we're going to do this regardless of the money. It's like, if we win the lottery, we're just going to do it and open up and make it free for everybody.
And for those who didn't hear the website, Omashar asked us to repeat it. It's www.theartofbeautyphotography.com. And there you can connect with Stephen. You can, bring your girlfriends, come here on your own goddess experience. And it's really a powerful, Scott, I just sent you a couple more photos that Stephen did. I don't know if you want me to pull them up or
Yeah, we're up. You've got share screen privilege.
Okay, let me see. I'm just trying to do this. 1 second. Sorry. Where? Oh, there. Let me go to Zoom.
And talking about connection, it's like if you go through the website and you just want to set up a Zoom chat and just have a chat with me, I'm totally open for that. I love connecting with people, and so totally open.
All right, can you guys see the photo?
No, it just says that started screen sharing.
Oh.
But you know what? I can go ahead. Okay, I've got his website pulled up again.
Okay, no, just take the photo because he wanted to show a couple of photos
Okay.
of, I think, let me try again. I don't know. Let me try sharing again. I don't know why it's not
Some of
working.
here.
Okay.
Here's some of the portraits.
Oh, here we go. No, sorry. I'm just trying to get to the goddess and power. Here, can you see this one now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So you want to tell us about this?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great one, and this is, not getting into names or personal information, but this lady was very reluctant to have a picture taken, and she didn't have a lot of self-confidence when she came into. She was like with a friend who was doing the birthday shoot, and then she decided, okay, it's a friend, I'll do the shoot, but I don't want to see the pictures, I just do it because it's a friend. And so we sat down with the goddess cards, and she got the warrior card, and all her issues came up, and sort of this is what came out at the end of the shoot for her, which is like friggin' awesome. She looks stunning, she's in her power, she's lunging forward, and this is the transformation, the metamorphosis from someone who's like shy and no self-confidence, who's getting into her power, and it's so beautiful to be able to facilitate that transformation, which is also not just an experience because of the fact that they have a picture that is so powerful. It has such a long-lasting effect for them because all they do is let it, every day look at that picture. There they are. They're back into that empowerment or embodiment of that warrior. In that case, for that lady, that warrior character. And it's so beautiful. Lots of people come to Sedona for experiences, and there's lots of nice experiences, but then within 24 hours they get home, they're back into their own routines, and where's the takeaway? It's like, yes, that was fun. So it's so nice to have something that has longevity to it.
And so you're seeing all of these different photos. Can you guys see them? I think this is...
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
They're amazing.
Yeah, and that's the expression, it's like, that's the goddess, it's like bang, boom, in the power, and to be able to bring that out or hold space for the ladies to bring it out of themselves and then to capture it in those most beautiful ways.
So thank you,
yeah.
Stephen, for being the divine masculine, supporting the goddess. And for all of you watching, yes, this is, as Dr. Laura is saying, this is so absolutely fun. Disneyland for goddesses. Exactly.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you're coming on a solo trip, you're coming with friends, you're coming on a retreat, this is definitely an exciting and fun and fantastical experience.
And very magical as well.
Very magical. So thank you for creating this for all of us.
Absolute
Stephen.
pleasure, and thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Stephen, thanks for letting us come from your show. Look forward to seeing you on my next trip to Sedona. I'll bring some female friends.
Yeah, come and get your goddess on.
To conclude this part of our show, we're going to have the beautiful KES group healing in a moment. But by just thanking Tangela, by reminding everybody to join Soul Search. It's soulsearch.io, your global guide to spirituality and consciousness. And Soul Search TV is coming soon.
Yes. Exactly.
Keep
So
some
that's
favorites. It's going to have Alan Steinfeld and some segments of Awakening World and Kalina. A lot of good stuff. Our next show together, I think, is going to be about Soul Search TV. We're going to help launch it. So definitely join Soul Search because Tangela rocks and the people she has as part of Soul Search rock.
And we have, like I mentioned before, we have our upcoming Psychic and Healing Fair in Scottsdale. We have incredible teachers such as Amanda Romania going to be there. Yay! And of course, Melissa Fike, Lisa McCardle, a lot of our soul searchers who you've seen on this show. So that's Soul Search Scottsdale next weekend. And we have a lot of exciting speakers and events. And yeah, you can just we have a special channeling from Universal Intelligence from Thomas.
Those guys are so much fun.
And they also have an upcoming show on Soul Search TV, which all of you should check out. And we have an incredible array of talks, everything from galactic technology, healing past lives in the Akashic Records, New Earth gem essence and crystal healing, using a pendulum. I'm doing an activity of light for the divine gift of prosperity, and so much more. So we have, such an amazing array of readers, healers, guides, artists, and artisans. It's always free to come to the Soul Search Psychic and Healing Fair, so definitely come out. It's a fun way to spend your Halloween weekend experiencing the supernatural. And then we have our next fair happening in Santa Clara, November 11th and 12th. So I won't be in Vegas because we have our own show that weekend, and that'll be another 2-day show. Our last show in Silicon Valley was a huge success. Tons of people came out. They said there hadn't been a fair in the Silicon Valley area for over a decade. So we just had so many people coming, all walks of life, obviously a lot of tech people who, are from, at a different energy and really appreciating the experience. And, what we really like to do is provide oh, great, Kathy, you're going to be at the Silicon Valley one. Perfect. And we love to provide an experience for anyone, wherever they are at on their spiritual journey. So whether you've been on your journey for 30 years or whether you are just beginning today, there is something for you at our fairs. People find teachers, coaches, retreats. They get experienced with transformational technologies, and people come the first time having had no experience with the spiritual world, and then they keep coming back and they're like, I learned about the Akashic records, and I learned about my past lives, and I'm now understanding things in a way that never made sense to me before. And that's what we are so excited about, because we get to see and hear those stories of transformation that are taking place every moment. It's so powerful. It's so exciting.
Good work you're doing, Tangela. Great work. And I see Mr. Tangela, also known as Charlie. He'll be
here. I'll bring him in because he's our divine masculine too.
Come sit on the mic.
Supporting the divine feminine. Hi.
Hey, big Charlie. How you doing, partner?
Oh, how are you, Scott?
Good to see you. Thank you for taking such good care of Tangela. And
you're welcome. You're welcome.
And Charlie is an amazing psychic. He'll be, of course, at both of the psychic fairs. So,
and he'll be doing energy healing and bringing forth his own transformational practices. And then we'll be doing some things together as well. And so, Charlie, I want to ask you, what do you think a goddess is? What is a true goddess? What does it mean to be a true goddess?
True goddess is to be.
Well, he's married to one.
I was gonna say, kind of put me on the spot here. All right. No, what a true goddess would be to me is, well, in the human form, somebody that is in her power, that knows she's innocent and pure, and is not codependent, is not attached to anything, but is fully loving. And the goddess energy is what kind of guides me. The spiritual goddesses, they're will kind of guide me into the healing and holding space for all of you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So the goddesses actually have been a huge part of Charlie's awakening. Kuan Yin, Isis, Mary Magdalene, and they continue to be a huge part of your work every day. So definitely it's, the goddesses, we work, we love to say, us divine feminine are working with the goddesses, but the divine masculine are very powerfully working with the goddesses as well.
Yes, yes. Well, divine masculines had their own energy we've had to heal within ourselves, right? That divine feminine energy had to like balance out within us. But once you start on the path and they see that you kind of are still focused on it, even when things kind of have a lot of tower moments, a lot comes out and they all of a sudden you're supported fully. And, especially as a masculine, and they know that you're all about helping hold space for the women to come into their power. It's huge, and it's comforting, because it is that divine mother energy and that divine sisters and all these people that are with us, just on the other plane. And it's very comforting and very powerful.
Christine is saying congratulations on your, and for anybody who doesn't know,
Thank you.
And
Christy,
look
thank
forward to planning on coming to your Sedona event the weekend before Las. See you then.
Wonderful. We're excited to
It's
see you here in Sedona, Scott.
It's time. Things up. We're a little over time, but we are conclude as always with Brother Omashar and then beautiful KES group with our wonderful Linda McCabe. Hopefully everybody stick around, get a little energized from the music, and then we're going to have a beautiful healing experience. Omashar, spotlight's on you.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you to our beautiful global peace tribe. We're going to have to actually vacate the studio after Omashar's song, so I just wanted to send our love to everyone and thank you, and looking forward to seeing so many of you in person soon, Scottsdale and California, and of course we're always connected, so lots of love. Thank you all, gods and goddesses.
Thank you, Tangela. Another wonderful show with you.
The awakening world is rising through our hearts, through our lives, as we take the next steps together, walking tall, no disguise. Here we are again, loving all we see. Lift each other up, let each other be, healing all the past, healing you and me, loving all that's gone. living world is rising through our hearts, through our lives, as we take the next steps together, walking tall, no disguise. Here we are again, loving all we see, lift each other up, let each other be, healing all the past, healing you and me, loving all that's gone, loving what's to be.
Gallery view. Let's twinkle, beloved Omashar. And see all these beautiful, beautiful souls, all these illuminated bright lights, these imaginal cells coming together to create an awakening world. Blessing. Omashar, thank you so much. Thank you. What another Saturday night. I tell you, I love collaborating with Tangela. I love all the people we get to. Coming, doing another collaboration with soon, another one with Feld, once a month with Eden and are cooking something up together. So it's really a lot of fun. And of course, now every Saturday we conclude our show with powerful KES group healing experience. And we're going to be rotating the different KEs that you've met. Each is so beautiful and so unique. It has their own bringing this powerful energy tonight. We're really great. Linda McCabe. Linda, thank you for being with the whole show. For you, what does it mean to be a goddess? What would your answer to the question be?
I loved this show, and I love so before I answer that question, I really want to share what it felt like to be part of this show, beautifully presented and put together. I felt like I had walked to this amazing, beautiful, divine, sacred well of the goddess and dipped my cup into and scooped up the keys and codes of a sweet nectar of remembering what it's like to be that goddess energy. So I really feel it's about remembering who we are. It's about what the guests have all said, stepping into our own power and presence as peace, as love, as compassion, as understanding. And as some have said, we are all healers. And when we can embrace that, when we balance the masculine and the feminine, that divine dance within ourselves and then within one another, we are the healers. We heal one another, and then we're in a place to share that with others.
Beautifully stated. Thank you so much. Well, I am going to turn it over to you to introduce tonight's experience. There's something very special.
Thank you. I am so delighted to be here. I think most everyone here knows a little bit about Christic energy, so I will very briefly share that it is a healing, holding because we're already whole. And this is about releasing those aspects of us that are not our wholeness. It was brought from the future by the twin rays, beloved Shekinah Ma and Sananda Ji. And this energy comes from the highest cosmic realm, the highest light. And so it comes in, it's kind of like funneled in a way, and it goes to the root. There are many aspects. It's one-on-one, group as we're doing tonight, and we can work with the land. And it is my deepest honor to provide this group experience. So you know, the truth is we're all in this beautiful container together. And as we are in that container, we become the one entity. We become representing of humanity. And what we clear, what we bring to wholeness, we radiate that out. And it makes it easier for humanity to also rise up. So I'm just really delighted to be here. So imagine that this container, the group healing, is a beautiful crystal shield that forms the platform. If you could imagine we were all in the same space, forms a platform upon which we are all sitting. And we see one another or embrace one another with an open heart in a circle-like position. And in that place, this beautiful torus of energy comes flowing in through and around. And so that is the space that we are creating collaboratively together, each of us, a critical piece to the whole. So when I was contemplating the beautiful medicine that I received tonight, there were a couple of things that really stood out for me. One was the blessing from the Universal Mother, Isis, and her message, which was to restore the purity of the divine feminine within ourselves and one another. And Anastasia, I hope I got your name right. Anastasia, and it's not my strong point pronouncing names, so I apologize. Anastasia? Okay, thank you. What you said, which was that we are here to be, because we have the medicine that is needed. And that is such a powerful knowing, right? And I thank you for the way that you shared that, and it vibrated up, and it sure hit me. And so this place of how do we remember, how do we stand in our gifts when many of us have stood in the shadows, and me, for sure, I'm talking about myself here. So to be a goddess is to be on duty. And so as I was looking at all of this and what is the goddess and hearing what everyone had to share, then what we do in a group, we come together, and of course, all of our chakras have petals. And in a fully realized human, those petals carry all of our virtues. But as we go through life, some of them get shut down and distorted. And my teachers, Twin Ray, call those variations. And so I used my pendulum, and the variation I got was from the heart chakra. And the variation was dishonesty. And that is what we're going to clear tonight. Because how often have we been dishonest with ourselves? How often have we denied the power within ourselves? And so, with your permission, let's get started. And beloved Omashar, when I stop talking, because I'll talk a little, but then when I stop talking, if you could share some background music for me, I think it would do our community such a beautiful service. So I have set the container, and I wanted to share this statement. I ask permission from all receivers present to receive this group holding with the highest good and divine grace for all concerned. And if you could give a yes, and for all those who are listening, if you could give a yes or on the replay and listening to this, please please say your yes, because when you do, you open to the magic. I thank you. And I call upon my teachers, beloved masters, Shekina Ma and Sanandaji, to enter this healing journey and help with your power, love, light, wisdom, and consciousness, this manifestation process for an even greater shift individually, a greater shift in our mood. I use my pendulum a lot, and I always clear it to make sure. So the container is beautifully set. And I am going to place, if you can imagine, I'll do a little meditation to join us all, and then I'll get started. So I invite you to take a deep breath in of peace into your heart. Those beautiful sacred hearts that have been so open tonight. Radiating it through your torso and breathing out any remaining heaviness that doesn't serve our session ahead. And soften. Another breath of peace into your entire torso, feeling it moving down your legs, your feet. And as you breathe out, breathing out again any further heaviness, softening the body. And another deep breath of peace and stillness, filling your entire body, this time your head, your brain, jaws, neck, shoulders, arms, hands. Softening, relaxing, grateful for the supportive chair or wherever your body is. Grateful for that support. Feeling the energy it is providing you. And with bringing your awareness up through your crown, through the atmosphere, through the portal, through our sun, the portals of the suns behind the sun to the great central sun. Experiencing, connecting with the divine Heavenly Father. That beautiful, unconditional love, the power, the presence, the wisdom, the strength, and bringing that down. That is you, bringing your knowing of who you are down through the portals of the sun, to our sun, down through the earth, to you in your crown, and allowing that energy to move through, imagining every cell in the body, filling it, remembering. And as that energy moves down, you bring your awareness back through, down into the earth, and feel yourself being lowered, down, 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 carrying the codes of the Divine Father, down through the earth, through the darkness of the moist soil, through the crystal kingdom, those crystals that have been here since the creation of this earth, who carry these ancient codes, down, down, down to the crystalline core of the ascended, of our beloved ascended Gaia, our mother. She who created our form. She who loves us without condition. She who nurtures and creates life and breaks it back down. And so connecting with her beautiful energy and bringing it back up into the body, into the cells, merging with the Divine Father, and bringing, integrate, feel that dance, feel that bold, beautiful dance. And know that is you. You are that divine feminine, divine masculine, unconditional love, power, presence, strength, nurturing, creation, and elimination. All of that is you. And as you allow yourself to expand even more, vastly in front, spacious behind, infinite to all sides, open below, sky-like above. You open your heart to one another and create this sacred container, feeling the toroidal energy moving through. I place before you cosmic clock with our hand from 1 to 12, 12 o'clock at your head, 6 o'clock at your feet. And within that clock, you're welcome to bring your attention to what is meaningful for you. What are you being drawn to? What is your soul calling you to pay attention to? And for the group experience, I will check, and I am getting 8 o'clock, which represents that aspect of our soul on its journey in the earth plane, which has forgotten its higher sense perceptions and connects with the physical. And so for us who still have those limitations, who connect more with the body than with the spirit of ourselves, for we need to embody the spirit in the body. We need both in order to actualize our truth. So that's what we'll clear. And so I place a golden crystal shield within the center, in the heart of this container. Connecting it with the cosmic clock. And as it rewinds from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, it will clear. And I ask that the core wound be cleared for the Global Peace Tribe, all who listen to the replay, and all affiliated groups. And for ourselves, clearing for our families, for our ancestors, and for all humanity, through time, space, past, present, future, backwards and forwards, through all lifetimes, all timelines, all realms, realities, all dimensions, all planes of existence. And you may be aware of this clock as it moves through, moves around, clearing the veils of illusion at each hour, releasing more, bringing the awareness that in truth we've never been separated. We have always been connected. It's the human journey to forget. And it is our human journey now to remember our spiritual, human merged journey. Continuing to clear. Feeling more and more light, more and more of the presence, the truth of this that you are and always have been and will forever be. That you embody more and more. And taking a breath. Beautiful, beautiful. You may notice how you feel. And I am going to check what percentage has been cleared, and it is cleared, and the clock is at 12. So I'm going to clear the light body and then the bioenergy field with the chakras. And I will let you know when I have completed that. As you deepen with each breath you take, deepen and open even more. Completed the clearing on the light body and the bioenergy field. And I will begin to clear the variation of dishonesty. And to do that, I will be using 4 rays of light. The opal essence ray of light overlit by the ascendant Venus. The diamond ray of light, the soul body, soul plane, represented by the ascendant or overlit by the ascendant sun and moon. The ultraviolet ray of light representing the monad and overlit by ascendant Ursa Major and the Pleiades, and the golden ray of light. Relax deeply, beloveds. I invite you to take another deep breath in. And as we begin to close, we'll close this container. I am so grateful to each and every one of you who stayed present, who've been part of this upliftment for ourselves, one another, and for the collective at large. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. And I release this container. All the beings of light from the realms of illumined truth, our angels, angelic presence, divine, our divine guides, the ascended masters, the gods, goddesses, all who have been present. Releasing the container of light around us. And releasing beloved Shikinaman Sanandaji with gratitude and love. This energy is available to each of you for the next 72 hours. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you so much. Thank you, beloved Sylvia. So beautiful. Thank you to each and every one of you.
And thank you, Linda. I'm going to leave it open for about one more minute if anybody else wants to put a testimonial into the chat box. I'll read a couple. Dr. Laura wrote, "Thank you so much, Linda. There was a powerful healing of the part of my heart chakra that extends out my back. I received a clear message that to heal the pain of my past once and for all would be helpful to love every moment of my life, past, present, and future, and to appreciate it as an unbroken spiral of increasing enlightenment. Blessings of gratitude to you." Susan Woolridge writes, "And filled with and holiness, loved the music." Omashar, bless you, Linda. Dr. Laura also wrote, "Thank you, Sylvia. That was very sweet." Our dear Anasuya writes, "Thank you, Linda. Just healing session that cleared self-imposed limitations. I am so free." So beautiful, beautiful blessings. Thank you.
Oh, that is so beautiful to receive, touch deeply. And it is the divine flowing through each of us that enable these beautiful changes to happen. Mm-hmm. And your willingness to open to receive that light, that healing. So thank you again. Such a pleasure, such a privilege.
Thank you.
And I've learned so much from each of you.
Look forward to seeing you in person, Ashland, in a few days.
It's true. Mm-hmm. I look forward to that too, Scott. Thank you.
I'm going to go to gallery.
Thank you, Omashar. You're just a beautiful gift of presence and love and music, soul. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, beloved brother. Music was a great ask him to play the more silent healing work. Thank you, everybody. I hope on Wednesday night song with the beloved twin and Johanna and Omashar. And, have a beautiful Sunday tomorrow. God blessings, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Good night, everybody.